Yo, yo, what is up?
What up,
Steven, one
dog?
of one interviews, and I got my boy Richard Dutton, aka Do Nothing Dutton, aka
Do
Uncle
nothing.
Rico. What's going on, dude?
What up, brother? All
You
good,
work
man.
working from home today?
Yeah, man, I've had this stupid ass flu for a few days, so I'm just trying to
Oh,
get over it. But yeah, I'm
okay,
home today.
right on.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
Nothing really crazy planned. I just definitely wanted to do a video to kind of explain obviously on Facebook people know what we're talking about, but when it's over on YouTube or somebody's listening on Spotify, or if I put something up on TikTok and even Instagram, they have no clue what some of the terminology means. So I just kind of wanted to go over some simple stuff and break it down
Sure.
for them and see what happens.
Yep.
So for somebody just listening that's new to the Facebook terminology, how would you define a flash?
So the best way to explain a flash is this auction, a timed auction, just a very, very short period of time. So like if you look at an auction on eBay, it can go way over, it can go way under. They usually give you what, 7 days to run it or 5 days, depending on how you choose. This is compacted into a 30, 60, 45, 90 minute, whatever time frame we put on it based on comps. And it's just like eBay. It's just like an auction. You walk away with whatever it ends at. If it ends up under, that's what you walk away with. If it ends up over, that's what you walk away with. You pay fees just like you pay eBay. eBay is what, 13 to 18% depending. Um,
Something I don't know. I
and
haven't sold in
and
so long there. I have no idea.
no, same. And I mean, you're basically doing the same thing on a flash. You're paying whoever hosts it, whoever runs it. You're paying them anywhere from 15 to 20% depending on the room, the size of the card, all that good stuff. But um,
Okay.
I mean, if you want to sum it up, it's the exact same thing as an auction, just in a short period of time,
All right.
a
So
shorter period
for
of time.
for example, then let's say I have a $300 Bo Nix rookie card, and
Sure.
we put it up, and it's our short auction for an hour.
hmm
Everybody takes as many spots as they take, and if it ends up at $600 at the end, that's what I get.
You get 600 minus fees and runner. So you got
Okay.
to pay whoever runs it, whoever randomizes it, and then you have to pay whoever hosts it, whoever banks it. But it's a
Okay.
it's a it's a flat fee. We don't charge anything extra. The fees are kind of set up front what you would pay, whether it does good or bad. You still got to pay the fees. So
Okay. And then so that same card that, let's say it's a $300 comp and then it goes for 200, same ballpark. Now we're pulling the fees and the runner fee out, and I'm getting what's left over.
I mean that's the way it is, yeah. But I mean in some circumstances you got hosts that are friends and they'll help you with fees and stuff like that. Not saying that's the way it always is, but our goal when we're in a flash is not just to throw up a huge number, or throw up a great number. Our the whole point of it is to get you paid because you've supported the room. And in order to do a flash, you have to support, right? You can't just drop in the room like a line and just drop it. A flash is a little bit different. It's support based. Um, so, that depends on how your flash is going to do too. Obviously, if you support a lot of people, your flash is going to do a lot better because then people are going to come back and support you. If you've never supported anybody before, then it's probably not going to do so great. And that's why we want to make sure that, and this is universal within the flash world, is that the people who we are flashing do support because we want it to do well. Um, but the fees are all up to the host and the banker. Like I've waived fees before. Not gonna say I haven't. Um, but yeah, generally you would get whatever's left from that flash after you pay the host and the banker.
Okay. And so when you're talking about support, basically all you're saying is an active member in the room we're talking about.
An active member in the room we're talking about that's supported a flash. Yes.
Right. Active. So active as far as participating in people's breaks, lines, flashes, etc.
Correct. And we're not talking about a dollar amount. Like you don't have to reach 1,000 threshold to get a flash. I have guys that support flashes and they support $5 a flash, and those are the best supporters because you already know they're going to be there every single flash, you know. Um, so it's not monetary based. It's more based of how you show, you know, when you show, if you show for people.
Okay.
So
Right on.
not gonna say that you won't get better results if you don't spend more because that's the general consensus, right? If somebody pops up in the room and they support everybody, they're gonna do better than somebody who's, you know, supported here and there. But I've seen people who've dropped hundreds of dollars in flashes and theirs don't do great. And I've seen people that, you know, drop half of that and theirs don't do so great. So it just I think it boils down to the host, it boils down to the card, and then of course it boils down to the person. But card plays a big part in it too because I've seen some people that I've never seen before in the room flash and theirs does really well. So that
Uh-huh.
would tell me that that was a really good card they put up, you know, a card somebody wanted.
Right on. All right, so that makes a lot of sense. And but you said every room's different. I know. So we're, going to speak from the perspective of the collective. And maybe it doesn't do well, and guys might help them out, maybe not. That's between the host and the card owner. So when we talk about the host, so that is break that down for me. So what's a host and what's a banker?
Basically, your host is your list guy. That's the guy that's going to start the flash. That's the guy's name you're going to see at the top when it's posted. And that's the guy that's going to do the whole list. So basically, he takes every claim in that flash. So if you claim 20, he puts that on a list. Next guy claims 10, he puts that below that. He does the whole list. He does most, depending on how busy the flash is, most of the tagging. If the flash is really busy, he might ask for people to tag for him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's what the list guy, that's what the host is. The host is basically just the guy in front and he's doing the list for everybody.
Okay. And then the banker's
And
the
then
guy that takes the payments.
And then the banker is the guy that's taking the payments and makes sure everything's clear before the host calls a runner.
Okay.
And if you have a good banker, he tags. If you have a good banker, he works just as hard as what the host does, you know.
Yep.
So it's I mean it's equally as important, it's equally as the work is equal, put it that way.
Okay. Um, and then some other things that I know, what we try to do in our room is engage big time during the flash. So obviously, somebody's going to come in and take 5 spots as whatever weird emojis or 10 spots as their regular name. And that's all
Hmm.
going on. But I know the host, the banker, especially certain bankers that are really skilled at making memes. Um, and then and the other admins and mods, they engage also with tagging people, but also like discussion comments on, like, people use weird emojis, whether they're just trying to be funny or it's what they use for luck,
Right.
and commenting on those, or making memes about people, or talking about things that are relevant to the room and current culture in it. Do you see that everywhere with flashes, or is that unique to the
I
good
would
rooms?
be I would be interested in seeing what other groups chat rooms look like when a flash is going on because if I mean ours is live, dude. It's like they pop in there and they'll say, okay, halfway 200 spots, cards $400. We need to ramp it up. When they say they need to ramp it up, you can almost guarantee that somebody's coming through with tags, if not three or
Uh-huh.
four people. Because again, you know, we these are our friends, dude. You know, let's just be honest. Like if you run a room, a group, and you see your people as dollar signs, and then you're gonna lose, man. You're gonna lose. Like these are our friends, and and I will say, and I can't say I don't really pay attention enough to say it's not that way, but our room, like our admins and mods are probably if you were to put a list of top supporters, I guarantee that every single one of them's at the top. Um, and that's because we really care about the outcome. We really care about our people, and we at the end of the day, I mean, you've done it, dude. You've had a flash that didn't go so well, right? And
Uh-huh.
you sunk all this money into beforehand, supporting everybody. And that's the worst fucking feeling. Like, let's just be honest. That's the worst fucking feeling, knowing that you dropped 100 in the room this week, 100 in the room in a day, for me or
Yeah,
some people sometimes,
for sure.
um, and then people don't show up. So,
Mm.
um, I don't know, man. I don't know. A Flash, our room is built different, dude. Our room is built different because we put friends forefront, and then we put everything else behind that. So,
Yeah, I agree. Also, you know, there's as I do this more with you guys, and still try to keep an eye on everything that's going on because that's kind of my job. Um, there's factors, you would think like Christmas Day, nobody's going to be getting in lines. That's not true. Guys,
not true at
that
all.
they want to run it. Or you would think this day or this big game that was on would be perfect for a flash. And it's a complete opposite. It just doesn't happen. I mean, you know, um, Christmas is coming. Maybe guys just don't have it like they did. Maybe a lot of guys sunk a lot. This has happened to me about 8 billion times this season already. Um, you sink some money into that hot player, and sure as shit, as soon as that card shows, they get injured or something, and now
Yep.
they can't move, and they don't have the funds that they thought they were going to have. So there's a lot of factors. I mean, to how the outcome is, but
Yeah.
you know, um, I would say definitely, at least from my perspective, you're gonna get comps out of it. You're gonna get like eBay comps out of it without the fees.
It's gonna be rare. It's gonna be rare that you don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we're pretty. I'm pretty confident in saying that we pretty much get everybody what they need to get.
Hmm.
Sometimes if we don't, it's not for a lack of work. It's not for a lack of tagging. It's not for a lack of doing our job. If we
Right,
don't, it's just a weird time, bro. And we're sorry if it happens. It happens to everybody, dude. I went over under 3 flushes in a row. I won't name the group, but I did, and it happens. And you start to feel it, and you start to back up and say, okay, maybe I shouldn't run here, or maybe I should slow down, because that's another thing you really got to think about with flashes. Are you over flashing? Are you
right.
flashing in too many groups? Are you spreading your supporters thin, right?
Yep.
Um, but I would say in pure confidence that our guys work really hard to make sure our people are taken care of. And when they're not, we still find ways to take care of our people because let's be honest, we can't control everything, We just
Right,
can't.
right.
But 99% of the time, I'd say we succeed in what we do, you know.
For sure. I've done overall. I've been very successful in flashes. Yeah, even when I thought I wouldn't be. And who knows? I try to be a social butterfly. Also, I respond to tags, man. I got referred to as a fuck face last night and tagged with a bunch of other fuck faces, except one that had parentheses that said was not a fuck face. And I'm responding and I'm dropping in that. I'm dropping in there when I'm getting called out, Mr. One Drop. No, but I try to respond, especially to guys that have that I've built relationships with. I try to do 75 to 90% in the collective.
Do you find that your flashes do better because you do communicate with people?
Absolutely.
I mean,
It,
that's a
it,
big part of it, dude. That's a part that a lot of people miss. They think that if they throw money at people, they're just going to throw it back.
yeah, I'm
And
I'm I'm not the guy that drops a ton of money. I'm the five ten
no,
dollar guy all over the place, but consistently.
but you'll
Like
talk to everybody in the group as much as possible, and
a
that
hundred
helps.
percent.
You're there.
And
You're
and
there for
and
people.
I try to be that dude that if you got a question about anything related or we got a busy room. If you have a post, waiting in the queue, hit me up, and it's the moment I get a free moment, or as soon as I get a free moment, I'm gonna take a look at it, make sure it's good, and then I'm gonna get everybody else that I can. And I try to, yeah, of course, this is uh, being a social butterfly, but building relationships is truly what it is.
I think that's why I've been so successful in the hobby, honestly, because I don't spend a ton of money. I mean, I do, but I don't. You know, I spend when I can, and the amount of my spending is based on what I got in my account, play account.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I check on a lot of people, man. I talk to a lot of people. I care about a lot of people. And honestly, I think I'm in the hobby because of that. Like where I'm at, I don't think it's because of how much money I've spent. I think it's just because of, you know, money can only go so far, you know. People care more about you caring about them than they do about you spending on them. I'll
Hundred
put it that
percent.
way.
Hundred
I mean,
percent. I got.
when you go to a place to shop, you know, if you got that one person there that is extraordinary when it comes to customer service, you're most likely to go back there even if it costs a little bit more, right? You know
Every
what I
time.
mean?
Every
Every time.
time.
So, what was you
Yeah.
gonna say, bro?
I don't even remember. I mean, yesterday I got a text from a certain individual with the first name Uncle, last name Rico, Uncle Rico, and he was like, "Hey, I know we joke all the time, but I had a shoulder injury at work. It's still injured. It hurts like a son of a bitch. But
Yeah.
of course, I'm getting beat on by everybody as it should be because that's what we do. That's what your friends do. They destroy you. Um, but the straight up, so I know I'm not the only one, and I try to do the same.
You got to, man. You got to be tuned into your people, man. You got to.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just like you said, a great business owner, a great salesman, a great employee, a great
They're tuned.
whatever.
They're tuned
Yeah,
in, bro.
for sure.
Yep.
If I know, oh, Dutton's coming in to get his coffee. He likes the pinkety drinkety. I'm gonna get that ready for him right now. Uh, so that,
Right.
yeah, that means a lot. So, I mean, all right. So I think that covers flashes. I know different rooms have different rules. I did see something interesting on the Scammer Tracker page. A gentleman, and I'm paraphrasing, and I hope I don't mess it up, but basically the gist was he was not going to be available to be in the room during the allotted time. I think it was an hour, but don't quote me, for a flash. So he sent money to somebody to claim for him. I'm not sure if it was the host, the bank, whatever it was. Their rules allow this. So nobody's debating whether that was okay. Whatever it was, they were allowed. But what the problem was he wanted it claimed at a certain time, let's say at the 30 or 45-minute mark in that ballpark, and it didn't get claimed at that time. His question was, since I said I wanted that and I gave them the money for it and they didn't do it at that time, should this whole list, once it closed, be reran and me have my spots put where they were supposed to be?
Why?
Right.
Because it's random, right? Like I'm gonna steal a quote from Will, right? From Will. He said, I've seen him say it many times, is the only roll that counts is the first roll, right?
Right.
So it doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter where you're at on that list. You're either gonna win or you're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the host took the time to make sure your claim got done, because let's be honest, if you've never been a host, it's hectic as hell, right?
Right.
Like it's especially on a big flash, it's nonstop. That list is your baby, and that host or banker stopped to do your claim. Man, he might have got busy on his list. He might have forgot. He made sure you still made it. And if you didn't make it, he would have refunded your money. You know, stuff happens, but like
Right.
we gotta stop holding people responsible for ourselves, you know? That's the biggest thing. Like you made the list, you didn't win. If he would have won, would you think there would have been a post about it?
No, of
You know what
course
I
not.
mean?
Right. And
No, no.
to that point too. So the first roll is the one that matters. So they remake the list. Is that first roll the same now? Fuck no, it's not.
No, and
It's
then
a
the
whole
person that
different.
won gets and then the person that won gets screwed over, you know?
Yeah, totally. I don't know, man, and I don't know like his level of seriousness on it. I don't know that at all, but I know that it's the question to be proposed on a page like that was just mind-boggling to me. And then looking at the comments, man, like I get it. Whatever your thoughts are on these fucking reindeer games that we play, that it is what it is. You don't like it, you don't do it. I'm with that. You like it, you
That's
do it.
it.
I'm with that. Um,
Yep.
but like, man, rooms do shit way different. The rules
They
are
do.
just wild.
They
So
are.
I don't know. I just had to address that because I don't know. I felt like there was so many comments where they were arguing about points that didn't fucking pertain to what the discussion was. The discussion was, I wanted this amount at this time. I got this amount at the wrong time. Should this be respun? Absolutely fucking not. No way. Not at all.
The only
You
time
want them
it,
at that time?
the
Be
only
there at
time a
that
list
time.
should be the only time a list should be respun is if like the runner grabs the list and miss spots. You know what I mean? Like let's say the runner
Yeah.
grabs half the list and doesn't grab the whole thing and then runs it, or the host posts half of the list and not the whole thing. Really, other than that, man, if you miss, you miss. I'm sorry, I forgot you, man. I apologize. Shit happens. I got 1,000 claims. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna apologize to you profusely because I know how it feels to not get in the list. But now if somebody forgets me, I'm just like, okay, I saved money, you know. Um, but the only
Yeah,
time it should
totally.
be
Because I
reran
wasn't
is
winning that
the
anyways.
only 100%. The only time it should be reran is if there was just a huge mistake and it just, you know, the list
Yeah.
didn't make it to the randomizer right, you know. That's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
feelings
And
on it.
that
Anything
and,
else, it is what it is.
yeah, and that shit happens. And I know we want to run flawless. We do. Um, I bank, so I get it, man. You know, I miss payments, and then I'd message them, and I'm like, hey, how'd you send? And they're like, hey, retard, and I'm like, oh, you're right, my bad, dude.
Right.
And shit
Right.
happens with a copy and paste or just skipping over. Um, unless it's a consistent thing, and I typically it's not because you're just not going to have
Yeah.
that position if it's a consistent thing. But unless it's consistent, give the dudes a break, man. Shit happens. Shit
Give them a
happens
break, dude.
for
Give them a
sure.
break.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So all right, that's flashes. And then for these guys that don't do this on Facebook, a line also known as a Raz, um, or a, I don't know. Do they still call them waffles? Uh, what
Some
what is
people do.
what is a line?
So basically, a line is a set amount of spots to capture comps or whatever we allow over comps. So let's say it's $200 line, we allow 20%, right? That would be what, 240.
Mm-hmm.
So you line that card at 240. There's no time frame. You could do a OG line, which is usually a 10 spotter. You could do a mega line, which is a 100 spotter. And then most recently, we've really been doing a lot of dollar lines. And what that does is you take the amount of spots, 240 spots, and you say, okay, $1 a piece, so it's 240 spots.
Right.
And then once that list is filled, you pay, and then we run it. Is the only difference between that and a flash is you're guaranteed to get your money. Like a
Yeah.
line, you're guaranteed that you're gonna get comps, right? You're gonna
Yep.
get comps. If you're running it yourself, you're gonna get that 20% over. If you're running a buyback, you're gonna get 50% over on the first round, or you can go 50% over on the first round. But it's all the same. You're still getting what you're putting into it. There's no chance into it. The only chance you're putting into it is if it's going to fill or not, right?
Right. Right.
Other than that, it's a calculated move, right? Where a flash is just you're throwing it all up in the air and saying, "Let's go."
Yep.
Um,
So what I got a late night. What is it? Sunday, I think.
Late night Sunday, yeah,
Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is.
one of those days,
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it all into the wind. It's a card that I guarantee would snap fill if I lined it.
right?
Eh, fuck it. Let's roll the dice. Let's see what happens. Don't disappoint me, guys. And to break it down a little bit better, so when he says like an OG line, so we'll take that $200 card and we're gonna add 20% to the most recent either average or comps is it's $200. So I have this card here worth $200. We're gonna line it at $240, 20% over.
Right.
So when he says an OG line, we're gonna take 10 spots and divide that by 240, 10 spots at $24 a spot. Bang,
Yep.
bang, right?
Bang bang.
And then like you said, the broke down. So that's each of the spots. I like lining. I try to buy well so I can line at or under comps,
That's the
and
way to
then
do it.
I love posting comps with it.
Hmm.
Some rooms don't require that. Some do. Some at a certain threshold they require it. I like it because I want to remind people like I could go
I
higher.
could I could screw you, but I'm not.
I'm not gonna. I want you to. I want you to be able to grab a couple spots, not
Right.
just one.
And feel good about it.
Yeah, totally. And
Yep.
or just show that like, oh man, I'm probably missing out on so much money. I'm probably an idiot for it. And I know a bunch of you guys are literally going, yeah, you're fucking stupid. That's fine. I am. I'm dumb. I know. I wouldn't do the job I did if I was smart. I'm not smart. I'm an idiot. He's a big dumb animal, folks. But I also like doing that. So,
I think it depends on the line too, though, right?
totally.
Because like if you're going 20% over on a $200 line and you're doing a mega at $1 a spot, you're not screwing anybody over because somebody could run it for $1. But if you're going 20% over on a small line, and you're already over comps,
Yeah.
somebody wins that on 3 spots, they may be in the hole, you know,
100%.
they
Yeah,
may
for
be in the hole.
sure. And that
So
happens. That happens a
yeah,
lot.
and that's why the dollar lines have been so huge for us because nobody's gonna bitch about winning a $500 card on $5. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, not at all.
Um,
Not at all.
so and I mean comps are I mean, how do you judge comps, bro? How do you say what's a fair comp?
That's a great
You know?
question. So let's talk about that. So, um, we come across this and we discuss this fucking daily.
Right,
Um, and I think what we've landed on lately is, if there's a bunch of recent comps, like within the last few weeks to a month, a bunch of them, we'll take the last three, last five, average them.
right,
When they start spreading out and they're different. So like if it was 100 last month and then one sold for 100 this month, it's $100 card. But if one was 300 2 months ago, 200 last month, 120 this month, what is that showing you? That card's dipping, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's showing you that you got to use the newest comps
yeah,
because like you can't go by a comp from a month ago if the player got injured that day. You know what I mean?
totally.
Like that's not fair to anybody.
Nope.
Or to look at the opposite side, how do you take a player that hasn't had a comp since 2024 and they've been balling the fuck out? How do you do that comp? Because
Absolutely.
it's not fair for me to go by a 2024 comp when he sucked ass, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, you could use Daniel Jones for example, right?
I was just going to say that
That would be a good one because his cards were trash a year ago
for sure.
and they rode this huge wave until he got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
same with Sam Darnold, right?
Oh, that soulless ginger, without a doubt.
Right. Right.
Um, yeah, that's a perfect example. So that's where the purists, I think, would argue that, well, this is why you guys doing what you do is stupid. If you put it on eBay, the market is going to tell you what it's worth.
Right.
That's fairish, but, some people have more exposure on eBay than others. Some people are just better at it. Whatever the case, pictures mean everything, right? My pictures look really good. His pictures look bad. Same card. Chances are you're going to gravitate to that one. Um, so we could flash it and see how it does.
Right.
But not everybody wants to do that. And we don't have enough time for everybody in our room to flash cards. We fucking would need like 20 more days a week. And
Right.
nobody would get in because it's just overdoing it. So how do we decide that? I think those are the situations personally where we would go to let's say with Daniel Jones, um, a quarterback that was similar, and look at a similar card and make a fair judgment, because we're not going to let something go through where we know it's screwing people over.
Right.
I think that's the only way to do it. And then if it fills, it fills.
If it don't, it don't.
That's
You know?
right. So, and that's why so many rooms don't police comps.
Right.
Um, that's, but in the same sense, man, like, I don't know how some of these rooms get by with some of the shit they do, but hey,
I mean, because at the end of the day, if it fills, it fills, right?
yeah, for sure. And
I mean, that's
buybacks
it.
have changed quite a bit. So,
Yeah. Yeah, buybacks are the casino of the card world.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
let's just be honest. But you say that, I could say that, but then it fuels you to buy PC, right? That money with that buyback, what are you doing with it? You're supporting back with it. You're buying PC, so it's not like it's just it's really not like you're just putting more money in your pocket, right?
yeah,
You're still spending it. So
yeah, for sure. I think so. Kane said something very similar when with all this the transactions happening, probably 90+% of it's going right back into the hobby. So it's good. It's still good.
for sure.
Um, let's see. Let's talk about these situations where cards are dropping. Patrick Mahomes. So first of all, dude, oh my God, man. This irks the absolute shit out of me because a lot of my buddies do it, and I feel the obligation to get in their damn lines because I support them, and that's what we do. And I'm a compulsive gambler. But JJ starts taking a shit. We see all the JJ cards go up. Jaden Daniels gets hurt, and now everybody wants to flash Jaden. Everybody wants to line JD5 cards, and it's like, you guys are doing it at the wrong time. If you ask me, you're really just pissing me off because I'm forced to support your ass,
Right. Right.
and I don't want these cards,
Right.
and we're getting them at the comps they were just at, not tomorrow's comps when eBay hits because they're injured now, kind of what we just
Right.
talked about. But how do we know? Like, so Mahomes is another example. He has he had he didn't have the worst season at all. His stats were good. The team sucks.
Mahomes is always good.
He's a fucking baby goat, but
I mean,
card prices are going down, right? So
right.
how do we know that a get
Speaking
panicked?
of, speaking of,
Exactly,
yep,
exactly.
yep.
Yep, picked it off on one of your buddies' lines.
Oh, fuck yeah, I did, man.
For sure. And I get it, man. I mean, you know, I think I waited a week too long with some of the ones that I have that I probably should have ran last week, but I didn't. It is what it is. But so how do we know? So let's use Mahomes for example. I was looking earlier, I don't remember exactly, but some of those rookie cards, they're down 10-15%. That's a lot.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to put a couple of these rated rookies or Crown Royals or ones that aren't insane, but I still like into mine and Ivan's PC. How do I know when to pull the trigger on those? When do I know? Like, when does that dip happen? Or how would I even have a clue?
I don't think anybody has a clue, honestly, man. I think it's just, I mean, you know trends, right? You know
Sure.
Mahomes is going to come back up. You know JD is not a bum,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like moving JD at as low as dumb. That's just my honest opinion. But I think also, man, you have to look at the other portion of it is some people over support and they're pushed in positions where they got to move it. It's not that they don't want to hold it. It's that might be one of the 10 cards they have left. And in their mind, if I hold this bitch in a month, it might not be worth anything. And what if I don't have anything? What
Yeah.
if I don't have anything to bail myself out for support then? So their mindset is it's going to drop more. I think what we have to look at is trends as far as like we know Mahomes didn't make the playoffs this year, right? We know Mahomes is hurt, but we also know Mahomes has a good 9 to 12 months of rehab. We also know that that team has to build up, right? They have to do some things this year to put them in good positions because this is the first time he got hurt, right? Like real hurt.
Yeah.
Um, so you got to do stuff to build your to 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 build your. I don't even know where the fuck I was going. That call put me off, but um,
Mahomes.
basically you got to know the trends of where that player is going. You know Mahomes is coming back next year.
Yeah.
I could pretty much tell you right now, Mahomes in Kansas City's probably going to go deep in the playoffs next year, if not a Super Bowl appearance, because he's going to be healthy. That team's going to be healthy, and they're going to build. So moving him right now is dumb.
100%.
But but at the same hand, you got to hold it. You got to hold it now 6 months. You know what I mean? Are you
Yes.
in a position to hold it 6 months?
Right.
If you're not in a position to hold it 6 months, that may be you belling out, but at the same time, you're going to kick yourself next year when it
Yeah.
goes back up.
I was talking to a buddy of mine once, and I forget what the old proverb is like $1 in your pocket today is better than two in your whatever the fucking saying is. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I'm always the sell now guy. I'm always the take the buyback if that's an option guy. I'm
Yeah.
always take the money, unless it's something I really want. But in the situation for me where I've got some cool Mahomes cards, I've got some really cool Jaden Daniels cards. I'm sitting on them. I'm in a position where I can because there ain't no way in hell I'm letting those go for. I'll keep them because they're sick and I like
I,
cards still.
I think you just got to tuck them away from you, dude. You got to forget about them,
Yeah, don't look at them exactly.
It's one of them cards you put in the box you don't look at, and in about 6 months you're going to open that box and you're going to be like, oh shit, I forgot I had this.
Yeah, for
That's the way
sure.
you got to look at it.
Do you think enough people really follow market data and trends and stuff in our circles? I know that some of like our admins 100%, they're all over it. They're sharp dudes. But I mean, in general, in the hobby, do you think guys do that? Or do you think they like, okay, so right now, who is the hottest player in the world? Drake fucking
The
May.
hottest player in the world would be Drake May and probably Caleb Williams right behind him,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
for sure. Unfortunately, but without a doubt. So both those guys, everybody wants
Right.
Drake, everybody wants Caleb. Now seems like a terrible time to buy those guys.
But it's a great time to sell them.
100%. It's a great
But you
time to have them. Yep.
but you also got to look at, like, all right, so if I go get a Drake May optic, any kind of parallel you want to name, graded, right? And it's a cheap card. Should I hold it or should I sell it? You know what I mean? Like, those are the ones you kind of hold because you're not going to make a fortune on them, right?
Yeah.
But you could make a fortune on them in a year.
Good.
Um, you really should be moving the big cards that are way up and holding the small ones is what you
I'm
should be doing.
I'm with that. I've told this
Yeah.
story a million times. What was it? 23 Anthony Richardson's rookie year.
Hmm.
We're opening some Donruss, and Bree, my wife, rips a damn AR-15 downtown
Oh,
with the dinosaur and everything. And I mean, it it
yeah.
it just dropped. It was like retail had just started hitting. I got lucky, and got some right off the rip. And that card, I mean, there was a couple sold already for like 1,600
Right.
raw on eBay. So, what do you think my thought process was?
To move it.
Fucking hey, man, I sold that motherfucker that day. And they're
Amen.
looking at me like, are you crazy? And I'm like, what are you talking about? How many could I buy today? I sold it for 1,650 or 1,700. I could probably buy 6 of them.
Think about this for a second, right? Like, what if you got in the hobby in 2017
Yeah.
and you had 30 base rookie cards of Mahomes right now? How much money are you sitting on? Them cards didn't cost you anything to hold,
Right.
right?
Right.
Because I mean, it didn't. Really, it
Right.
didn't. And
Right.
if you had held them all this time, they're going for $300 a pop or something crazy like
Exactly.
that. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like, that's why I say those are cards to hold, because those are the cards that if they blow up, great. If they don't, is it really hurting you for sitting there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Ivan and I were just going through, we were looking actually for uh Drake May rookie cards that, maybe a prism or base
Hmm.
shit, just whatever.
Hmm.
We were just going through, like, I got stacks of boxes full of cards, and, like, how many of these, because I try to teach them, if it says RC on it, we're putting that to this side.
100%.
We top load all of those, especially
Yep.
whether they're parallels or not. They're because
Yep.
you just never know. Could
Hmm.
be the next Bo Jackson. Could be the next Joe Montana. Just
Unless
don't
it's
know.
unless it's a defensive player, right?
Yeah,
Are you
dude.
holding those?
No.
Yeah, me neither, man. It
Yeah.
sucks. I want to, but
Yeah,
nope.
you're right. Why do you think that is?
They just don't get love in the hobby, dude. I mean, they're not statting it up. You know what I mean? They're not.
Shit, look at Miles Garrett.
I I think you have to look at so many different things when you're looking at cards. Like if you're talking about analyzing, fantasy's probably one of the biggest ones people look at because depending on how high the fantasy points are, that tells you right there without even looking the player's playing good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that people look at stats overall. I think people watch a game where Brock Purdy scrambles in the pocket, moves out the pocket, dodges a defender, comes back, then throws a touchdown. Like, I think it's all situational on how them cards go up or go down. The only time you can truly say, I know this card's going to drop is if there's an injury, right?
Right.
Or if a player does something stupid like walks off the field, takes his shirt off like AB and leaves the stadium, you know? I mean, other than that,
Or tries to
dude,
punch a fan.
we're at tries to punch a fan, but we're honestly at the mercy of the card gods on what that thing's going to do. Um, and Drake May, as great as he is right now, when this season is over, he's going to drop, dude.
Every
It
time.
happens every year. Look what happened to JD and Stroud. They took a huge shit, dude.
Yep.
A huge shit.
Yep. And
And
God forbid they don't live up to what we've built them up to be. Like
I mean,
Jaden Daniels had to win a Super Bowl this year.
yeah,
There was
yeah.
no other way to retain those prices.
The only way them prices are going to come back is if he's just throwing 5 touchdowns a game or some shit,
Like Drake
or
May.
unless he wins a Super Bowl. And even if he wins a Super Bowl, it's still going to drop after. Look at Mahomes. He's won 3. That
Oh,
doesn't
shit.
guarantee your prices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. This
So
this this ah this this shit stresses me
the
out so
market is
bad.
crazy, bro.
It
It's
is it
crazy.
is ridiculous, and I think
Yeah.
that's why uh a few of us have started gravitating elsewhere outside of just football, just because
More of a
jeez.
stable, there's stable markets out there, Pokemon,
I mean, nothing
WWE. I mean,
right.
you know.
Nothing as is nearly as volatile and as erratic as football. There is no
Well, then you got to add in the fact that PSA is always buying somebody and doing something crazy. You got to add in the fact that the market changes. What if Panini goes away? Tops is coming in. So it's not just a simple answer, right?
right.
It's not just let's look at the stats and we know what this card's going to do. It's a fucking business. And we got to
Mm-hmm.
depend on if the business is up or the business is down, whether the cards are going to be up or the cards are going to be down,
Yeah,
It's
for
it's
sure.
kind of crazy.
It is. Man. So
It's nuts.
I think I don't know. I'm gonna bet that you're like me. I don't hold a ton of blah, holy shit. I don't hold a ton of inventory.
I don't either.
There's no reason for me to. There are
Nope.
certain things that I will try to grab in the off season, and then as the season gets closer. But I'm just not that guy. But would you say the off season is for buying or selling or both?
I think it depends on the player because I've seen some go up in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think that your best time to buy is probably as soon as the Super Bowl is over for about 2 months. And then when you start talking about that new class coming in, that's when the prices start to go up. And then the next thing that comes where the prices soar like crazy are when the nationals coming up. Like if
Yeah.
the national makes the prices go nuts as shit because everybody's buying to take to the national. Everybody's overpaying at the national. And then they're trying to move them cards when they get back home. Uh,
At national prices.
national prices, but dude, if I had to pin anything, I can't tell you, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just do my very best to keep up with what's going on around me and what's going on in the market. And most of the time, I just let the shit fly and hope, dude. just to
For
be
sure.
honest with you. Yeah.
I'm with you. Because I'm buying and selling all year, so I just how and who I'm buying and selling
Like
changes.
I would say if you're buying for flashes, make sure you don't buy. I would say buy as close to your flash as you can, because you don't want to buy that card a month and a half ago and then that player gets hurt and you're stuck with the bag, you know.
Totally,
Um,
totally. Yeah,
Mines are kind of the same way.
yeah, without a doubt, man. If I got something coming in, it's because it's going right out.
Yep. Yep.
That's how it works around here.
Yep.
It's just different. And I got a lot of buddies that grade. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I get from their perspective, their patience is, I don't know how they do. They got kids. It's mind blowing how they have any patience. But you know, they don't have a lot into it once all's said and done, because they do this on a scale to where it's bulk, it's cheaper, all that good shit. Dude, I can't wait that long. And then I just don't have good luck. So I gotta try to tell these dudes, they're like, oh, you gotta do this. And I'm like, nah, man, I ain't got time for that. I will sell you this
Right.
raw right now.
Right. Right.
Sorry, dude.
Right.
So,
I mean, if you're going to grade, the best time to grade is as soon as you pull it from the pack, right?
period.
I mean, if it's new product, and the market's crazy with this shit, because it used to be if it's new product, you got a good month before the drop. Now you might have a week. I mean, the market's crazy. If you, the only way I'm grading right now is if I pull a monster and I expedite it. That's it, man.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting 3 months. I don't have the patience. I
Yep.
don't have the mind that if that bitch comes back and he's Will Levy's and never going to play again, what I'm going to do with it, and I'm already $200 in it, plus another 30 for grading,
No shit, man.
It
In
just,
6 months.
it's all situational. I mean, let's be honest, right? And I know we got into this grading and we've been here many times on these conversations, but if the grading turnaround was 10, 15, 20 days instead of 60, everybody would grade,
Yep.
but it's not. So
Yeah.
nobody, the market's definitely slowed down on that.
And I mean, I think there's some good out of that. There's good that there's not a ton of slabs that are tens. That's good, man. That makes that,
Yeah.
that much better. Yeah, I don't know. I'm the same way. So back to comps real quick.
Yeah.
What did you say? How many sales do you think it takes to say that's a card's comp?
One. I mean, it just depends on where the sell falls at, right?
Right.
Because like you said, I mean, it depends, right? I mean, I know where you're going with this. You're probably going with new cards, right?
Yeah.
So those are hard because you're gonna get a ridiculous comp, right? Like you're gonna get name me a quarterback from 25. Just name anybody.
Uh, um, Shador.
Shador Sanders, right? His downtown drops on day one and it sells, it's probably going to sell for somewhere around $4,000, which is fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then in about a month, when he's still sitting on the bench, it's going to drop to about 2,500. And then when he plays, it's going to stay steady for a minute, and then it's finally going to settle around 1,000. It's not going to go back up, right? It's just
All right.
not going to go back up. So if you're the buyer and you're buying when the product first drops, I pray for you. If you're the seller, it's a smart way to go. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that the way to look at it, the prices settle when the next product comes out.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes
If
a
that
lot of
makes
sense,
sense.
actually. Yeah, it does
because
a lot.
because if Mosaic is the only thing on top right now, and then Prism drops, you can best your ass that Mosaic prices are about to take a shit, right?
Yes, especially when the next thing coming is the better,
Yeah.
because
Yep.
let's be honest, man, Prism shits on Mosaic for value,
For
rookie
value.
cards. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Whether
Yep.
we like the insert or whatever the case
Right.
is, facts
It's
are.
top dog for base cards, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
Right.
No,
Right.
that's a great point. That is a really good point. Yeah, dude, I don't know. This market this shit is
It's
wild.
it's uncallable, dude. You just have
Yeah.
to You have to weigh out your options, use your best judgment, and move as fast as fuck as you can. That's the best way I know how to say it. And then, there will be cars that that are going to hold value and do well, and they're going to come back up. But I would say, man, always take the money, bro. Always
Yeah,
take the money, especially if it's not PC. I mean, if it's PC, it's different because that card hits you a little bit different.
for sure.
Um, but even with PC, like if I have a CD Lamb that I won for $10, and next week the comps go up $300, am I going to move that card? Fuck yeah, I'm gonna move that card because I'm gonna go buy 5 other CD Lambs with that money
Yeah.
when the dip goes back down, because it's gonna happen, dude.
Yep. Yep.
You
Yep.
know,
Yeah.
unless it's a Grail card, I'm not holding it.
Yeah. Well, what do you
Or
consider a Grail card?
a Grail card for me would be a Jordan Fleer. That would be a Grail card for me. Probably a Emmett 101. Um, I don't know, man. Everybody's Grail card is different.
Hmm.
Um, I really don't have a card per se that I would say I would hold the rest of my life right now.
I
Just
have one.
what is it?
Santa Claus Downtown.
You got one? Let me see
No,
it.
no, no, no. I'm saying I have one card
Oh,
that I
okay.
would.
Yeah.
Shit, hell no. Like I wish, man. And it's not even the most expensive card at all.
But it's just it's different, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah,
that's one of the things why we were talking about getting into other areas, is because I love football, dude, and I love football cards, but it does become more like a casino sometimes with these cards, and we're not holding them, we're just flipping them, dude. We're flipping them because the market's telling us to flip them. It's not something we see ourselves keeping forever. But if I found me a badass Pokemon card that I just loved, I might keep that bitch forever. You just never know.
yeah, totally.
Um, I don't know. It's just different, bro.
Yeah.
I wish the market could change back in certain circumstances, but it's not going to. It's full court press, and then
Mhm.
we have to worry about what's going to happen with Fanatics. So
Yep.
you
I
know,
where we went to Cleveland the other day for that basketball game, and while I was waiting for it to start, I found myself in this new Marvel room and talking to one of the sellers that moves a lot of stuff in there. I was kind of checking it out. He had a bunch of stuff listed, and I decided Thanos is my new PC for Marvel.
right?
Who'da thunk it? Uh, and bought a few cards off him. And I can't wait till they get here. I don't know, man. I just miss that shit. I miss fucking loving the card and not seeing like the most expensive card I bought was $40.
Right.
And then he's like, I told him my whole story. Like, we were shooting the shit for like an hour, and then he was like, "Oh, you're an admin in that room? Oh, damn, you guys do some really big cards and shit, because they do big ass cards over there too. It's just a whole different thing." He's like, "Damn, dude." So he sends me a couple pictures of the package that he's sending me, and he did the right thing, the same thing I would do, fucking goodies, right? And I
Right.
can't wait, man. Like, and like, I felt like a kid again, dude. I was like, and it's been long because every time, fucking, I'll still get it from you and a couple other guys, like you and Pat said this morning with that Jerry Rice. That shit is gorgeous, but like, what are we really seeing? Cha-ching, you
Yeah.
know?
And that's where changing to different things and liking different things, it gets you back into the collecting side of it, because, let's be honest, like we get separated from that at times, right? Like we really do. Like my PC, like what we need to do is we need to do a segment on people's PCs is what we need to do. That's what we need to do.
What do you
That'd
mean?
be cool to see people's PCs, man. Hey, show me your
Oh yeah.
PC.
Oh yeah, that would be cool
Um,
as shit.
but what I think is a lot of people are getting into is they're seeing them cars sit there and they're seeing them as money, and they're not seeing them as something so much as they want to collect, or when we think about collecting, we think about handing them down to our kids, right?
Right.
So like as far as collecting, do we see that CD Lamb being college for my kids in 10 years? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
But a Pokemon card, that market is so fucking ridiculous. That market has never failed, dude. That
Right.
market, since that market started, it's done nothing but go up. And just beautiful cards, right? They're just Just like Marvel, they're just amazing cards.
Yep. All right, man. Well,
You
I
will.
mean, so I guess really my goal of this was to kind of talk about lines and flashes, and we talked about buying and stuff. Um, I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of breakdowns lately from people, and I know this is the time of year where we're going into where it gets really rough for people.
Yeah.
I know Rich is the same as me, man. Hit me up, dude. This shit should not be so stressful to where it's affecting things that other people notice or beyond that. So,
Right.
um, it's fucking cardboard, guys.
You gotta find a way to enjoy the fucking hobby. You got
Yep.
to. I mean, we spend a lot of money, bro. A lot of money. Like, I'm scared to go through and see how much I spent. You know,
Don't do it.
that's where I'm at.
Don't do
But
it.
I can't sit here and tell you I don't have a whole lot of fucking fun. You got to find your circle, man. You got to find your fucking circle. You got to work on that circle. You got to make that circle as positive and as fun as you can. And we talk about it too, like we talked about in our chat, like cutting out the bullshit this year, just find a way to have fun because it can be taxing if you let it, right? Because you're spending a whole lot of money, you're spending a whole lot of time away from your family that you could put back in the home. And if going out there and finding a different hobby and cards is the way to go, then you need to do it. You know, like there's nothing wrong with a grown man collecting Pokemon. There's not.
Oh,
Like
yeah, I
there's
know.
just not, you
Well,
know.
listen,
But
I fucking, I wish a motherfucker would tell me something
but
about it.
but I think that might be the mindset in most
It
people's
is.
heads though.
It is.
Is like, all right, this is kids play. Is it kids play that you could have a Pokemon card worth $1,500? I don't think
Right.
that's kids
Right.
play. You
I'm
know.
a kid. So how about that shit?
Right, 100%, dude.
I,
I
I
just
put a
think
po-
you gotta find a way to have fun, dude.
I
You
put
know.
a post up on Christmas that said, "Oh, great, I'm addicted to Pokemon now." You have no idea. I mean, there was a bunch of comments, dude. The amount of messages,
Oh, I bet.
the
I
amount of
bet.
messages, man. Like dudes I haven't seen, like from break groups from like 5 years ago and shit. Like
hmm
I'm like, whoa, like hell yeah, dude, hit me
Them
up.
guys, them guys like that, man, and I got a lot of them too that I feel like sometimes I left behind. Them guys are the ones that are 100% collectors. They don't understand the odds of lines. They don't understand the odds of flashes until you run one for them. Until
Right.
you run one for them, because
Yep.
once you run one for them, and because let's be honest, the guys that are moving cards and flashes, especially if they're collectors, they're moving the cards they don't want anyways. You know, they're not moving the cards that they're putting back
Right.
for themselves. So I've seen a lot of guys say they're not, but they are, but there's still guys that are left behind that are totally not into any of that. And I feel bad sometimes. Like, I miss them guys sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
And also what happens is you forget sometimes because they're not in your immediate circle to reach out to them and say, hey man, how you doing? Where you been? You know.
Damn. Yeah,
And
that's a good point.
and hey, the good thing is you posting that brought you back to some of them guys you probably haven't talked to in a while, you know.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So
And it's good, man. And yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm gonna give a shout out to the collective and you guys. We've been discussing certain things lately, and somebody commented about like all I'm gonna say is I'm always gonna do my thing and be an idiot and just blah blah blah. I mean, obviously I did it on my own, but you guys have given me such a wider audience. Maybe it's like 75% given me and 25% given me the courage. I don't know if that's the right
right,
word, but like the push, you
right,
know.
right,
Um, Carl told me today that like he's in awe of some of the stuff I make, and I'm like, why? And he's like, because I'm like, I have no skills whatsoever. And I'm
right.
like, dude, what are you talking about? I heard you singing the other day. You're like the songbird of our generation. Like you're phenomenal at that. He's like, but I can't draw, and you know, and but anyways, the point is like, I, he's a really good singer. Um, I don't, dude, I never had no shit like that, and like, I found my circle in my group, and dude, I don't know. I just think 26 is going to be fun for us. If we can all just continue to keep going the way we are, dude, this is going to be good shit.
Oh, it is, dude. It's we are on the brink of greatness, right? Like we really are. Like I mean, there's not many things that separates us from bigger groups. We're in the same discussions, like you've seen post, right?
Oh,
Not
dude, that
gonna
made me
say
feel so good.
not gonna say the post, but that made all of us feel good that we're in the same discussions with some other groups, and I would say a year ago we weren't.
Yeah,
Um, I would just say if you're new to this, just keep your eyes open, be aware, have fun, find a way to have fun, slow down as far as spending when you're first coming in, and just find your circle, dude. They're out there. There's guys that will take you in our group and they'll teach you everything you need to know. Um, there's
yeah,
some guys that are more to themselves, and that's okay too. But it's one big ass circle, bro. It is
yeah,
one big ass circle, and there's some really great, like you, man. There's some great guys in here that they just don't see their worth. That's the biggest thing that I get hurt about. And I think about with guys, it's like, dude, you really don't see who you are in this hobby. Like you, for instance, you don't see who you are, but we all see it.
yeah,
We're, we're talking about another guy today, you know, another guy today who doesn't see himself like I see him in his hobby or doesn't see himself like I see him in general.
right.
And the guy is just an amazing fucking guy, bro, to everybody. Like, no
Yeah,
matter who you talk to in this hobby, he's that guy, but he doesn't see it.
right.
So how do you make guys feel better, right? How do you bring them to light? How do you forefront what they're doing without putting all the business out there?
Yeah,
And how do you show people appreciation? Because at the end of the day, man, I could throw $1 million at you. It doesn't mean I like you, right?
totally,
And it
totally.
doesn't mean it won't mean you feel wanted. It just makes you feel like you were a transaction.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, I need to do a better job. Everybody needs to do a better job of looking at people as people and not money.
Hell
Period,
yeah.
man.
And speaking to that individual, maybe we don't get him to ever know that, and maybe
Maybe we don't, but that's okay as long as
yeah,
as long as we keep showing that person how fucking important he is.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's what matters, man.
for sure.
You
Maybe
know,
well, yeah. What I mean is maybe he never sees it, um, but it doesn't change who he is and what
doesn't
makes him
change how I feel about him.
for sure. What makes him
You
and
know.
everybody else around him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Hell yeah, dude.
And I
Yep.
hope he watches this after he gets it. Just
Oh
saying.
my God. I hope so too. And some of the things that I've gotten already, I didn't
It's
get to watch
amazing.
all of them, but the three that I've fucking dude, you guys are idiots, man. I love it, dude. It's so much fun. And that's what's fun about this shit too, is like, it's perfect. Like, we say we're going to do something and we just do it. And it might take longer than I want. And I got a badger, or sometimes it happens right away. But it happens. Everything
I
we're talking
think
about.
I think admins and mods, like look at your group, right? Look at your group and tell me how many people you could call at 2 o'clock in the morning if you needed them. I think
Yep.
that's important. That's an important thing to look at your group because I could tell you right now that I could call at least 10 people in our chat that would answer the phone at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so
And I think that takes it from being just a transaction to we really are friends and we care about each other, man.
yeah.
And I think if you ride or die like that, you can't lose, bro. You
I,
can't.
I, I think for you though, there's also 1,000 people outside of it that you could call that are in this hobby. But that's because of you. But you're right though. Like, not to take away from what you said, because you're right. I think anybody that called anybody, they
Yeah.
would answer. So hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
It's important, man.
Look how quick we hit an hour every time.
Quick. We
Every
did it.
time, man. Guys, Rich and I are going to do a lot more of these together, because it's fun. And so if you got ideas, hit me up, hit him up. If you got suggestions, maybe if you want to come on and get grilled on a flash or fact with us,
Anybody, man. Anybody in the
yeah,
group, feel free. We're here.
yeah, dude,
Anybody in any group. Any
yeah,
group.
yeah. But listen, you don't got to be a somebody.
You
We
don't.
get up here.
We'll make you a somebody.
Maybe you'll make me a somebody.
Maybe you'll make us a somebody. You
Yeah.
never know.
Who the fuck knows,
Yep.
man? Hell
You
yeah.
never know, man.
Right on. All
Awesome,
right,
bro.
dude. Yeah, well, shit. I'll get this doctored up, and I'll make AI version of you saying a bunch of
Awesome.
weird shit, and I'll text you the cover I already made. So,
All right, brother.
all right,
Thanks,
man.
man.
Later.
Talk to you soon. Later.